G'day everyone, T-Nick back here again in Transport Fever on the River Delta map. You join me just alongside the generic mainline. I don't think we've actually given this thing a name. And we are waiting for one of our passenger trains. And by one of, I mean our passenger train to go screaming past. And of course, the reason we're doing this is because it should have been here by now and I have to keep filling in the talking bit. But yes, the reason we're watching this train go past is... well, the reason we're going to watch this train go past now. Now. Okay, well, the reason we're going to watch this train go past eventually is because today I've decided we're going to extend this line a bit because our passenger train is really getting the shits with following the freight trains around, and I figure it's time we extend our passenger line a bit to give him some room to stretch his legs. You know, assuming it ever comes past the camera at all. Yeah, so it's got a top speed of 90, but it very rarely gets to do that because by the time it gets up to speed, it's slowing down for another red signal. And of course, that's because it's catching up to the real money makers, which are the grain/stone and the livestock/food trains. Now, they are currently the MVPs. There it is. Hello, friend. Welcome to the camera. Yes, I'm glad we waited for that. I'm glad I put my mouse cursor there so it would make the train flash like that. So that's just congratulations all round. That was another high quality performance. But yes, as I was saying, it is stuck behind the real MVPs, which if we bring up the line screen, you will see, no, turn around, there you go. Yeah, the grain stone train, it's running pretty much full in both directions, so $1.2 million a year. That is really carrying us at the moment with the loan interest. And over the last year, because as you can see, we are now in 1908, I have actually paid the loan back down to 9.5, where it was up around... $13 million there at the start of 1906. Obviously, it's not going to be 9.5 for long because the 20 grand we have in the bank isn't going to get us very far. Yeah, these two guys are really carrying us at the moment. The passenger train could probably make more money if it wasn't stuck behind these two because he is running pretty much half loaded on each trip. And if we open up more destinations, then more passengers will want to travel, so we'll have that going for us. But also, yeah, he'll actually get to stretch his legs and maybe make a bit of money. So I obsessed a bit about which direction we should go in. I was like, well, we could go down to Stralsund, or we could go up to there it is, Halver up there. And I thought if we go to Halver, we're setting up for this logs to planks route. Which would be good, but of course we can only take the planks to the goods factory and we'll need to combine that with steel or plastic. And then I thought, well, we could go down to Stralsund because then we're setting up for this steel mill here, but then of course we can only take the steel to this goods factory, which then requires planks to go with it. Good work, us. And then I thought more about it. I thought, well, we can get plastic quite easily from here. So if we aim for Halver, we've got access to plastic by taking the grain up here by truck. And we've also got access to planks, so we might be able to do something with the goods. Whereas needing steel and planks would mean we'd have to go in two different directions. So I think we're going to start off with Halver by following the river up this way a bit. And that way when we do decide we want to access the planks, we'll be right. The other thing, speaking against going to Stralsund for the steel mill, is obviously we'll need to bring the coal down the mountain, which would probably bring down via Rothenfels, and the iron ore, which, yep, you guessed it, would have to come down via Halver, because this terrain here is just not, it's just not doable in 1908. I don't think we have access to electric track yet. No, we can't build electric track, ergo we can't build electric trains. So the best train we have at the moment is, I think it's the Prussian S9, which was invented this year. 100 kilonewtons of force, 660 kilowatts of power. Oh, here we go. No, hang on. The Austrian number, the KK, capital S, little t, big B, 280, because I'm sure those letters are all very important. Yeah, that's got significantly more tractive effort and power. So yes, he would be quite good at getting the heavy freight trains down the hill, as would this number here, just not very fast, whereas the Prussian is obviously better designed for fast express trains. Speaking of Prussians, I also added some Prussian passenger carriages, which look rather sporting, I think. So if we do build another passenger train, you can forget about those generic 3-axle carriages, for sure. We'll be going with something a bit better. Now, before we go about extending this passenger line, we will hook up the second platform. We won't bother building the second tunnel just yet because, well, that does not seem like a good investment of our money. And that is just so that we can make sure we've got our trains having room to pass here. So we'll go ahead and put another set of points in at this end. That'll do there, that's fine. And now we're going to need to set about turning our station, or not turning our station, but turning our track around in quite a sharp corner and buggering off up the river towards Halver. So we'll probably start by backing this off a smidge. I mean, we will need to extend it down this way anyway, but you know, for now it gives us a bit more freedom to play. Okay, so you want to go quite sharp downhill towards the river. I'm not too enthused by, okay, otherwise you want to turn into a bridge immediately. Okay, I'm not really enthused by that either. What if we pig down a little? Okay, pig up, pig down. That's affecting it. It's not, oh, it is changing the grade. Okay, what if we shift pig down until it stops being a bridge at this point? Okay, that's not too bad. It also increases the speed limit because it's not a pokey little wooden bridge. And you've done it again. Okay, congratulations. There you go. Let's try and aim for something around the 75k mark. No, stop it. No, what did I say? What did I say? I said stop it. I said stop it, 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 stop. This is not going my way at all, is it? Okay, you know what? I think that's the best we're going to do. It still comes down at quite a steep angle, which is more of a concern for going up at quite a steep angle, but I'll allow it, and I'll just get rid of this little bridge section, and we'll build a proper bridge in a straight line. So we've got the nice little 75k curve down to the bridge. Not much we can do about that at this point in time. I was hoping to be able to get shipping under here at some point. I mean, I don't think we'll use shipping. I just want to have the option to use shipping. Okay, so you've got an ugly little bow in you there. Can we? No, that doesn't do anything. What if we? Can we get that? No, we can't. We can't get that the dip there. Okay, cool. So what if we back this off a smidge and try and bring it down? Let's keep it at 75, but try and flatten it out. Okay, that's better. That's a bit better. Now it looks like some sort of jump. You're going to send a carriage down here and just launch it into the water, which probably not ideal. So, okay, let's try and build a bridge now and get over this river. Incidentally, we don't need to extend the loan anymore because someone just paid off big time, and I'd wager... Whoop, nope, close the bridge. Didn't mean to do that. Sorry. I'd wager that was the stone, and no, I don't want to put anything over there. Right, bugger off. Okay, nice straight bridge there. We can get a ship under it, which is fantastic. Now we just got to pick our design. So that's good for 90. We'll probably keep this bridge. Oh, if we redesign this junction, we might need to build a new bridge. Well, we can't afford this one anyway, so that was fun. Maybe we just go the viaduct. We might remove it and rebuild it later if we want to speed up this curve here. So yeah, we won't spend too much money on the bridge because, well, 90 is pretty much our top speed anyway. So now that we've made it to the other side, can we get down? No, we don't want to be flat anymore. Can we get down here? Quite easily. Let's whack the contour lines on and see what we're dealing with. So if we try and stay between these lines, which completely disappear into the forest, we should be pretty right because I think Halver's quite low down. Yeah, so that's roughly in this region here, and we can whack a station around the back of town, so that's not a problem. Good. Okay, so we're aiming for the middly sort of contours. Yeah, so that's roughly the level the town's at, so we'll need to end up somewhere around like this. So why don't we end up here? Yes, and why don't we try and flatten it out so we can scooch the road over the top? Good. Okay, so this is going to cost a little bit more. We'll wait for this truck to get out of the way, and then we'll try and build in a straight line without the road there, and then see if we can bridge over the top. So what if we get rid of that? I know we've upset everyone, and I don't care. So put a road in, put a railroad in, railway line, put that thing in. That's going to cost us 100 grand. Well, we'll just extend the loan because we've got no other choice, do we? So that should be fine. Now we should simply be able to put a road over the top. No, of course not. I'll have to do it manually. That's fine. We've planned for this. In fact, why don't we put a passing loop in here? Which side do we want to double track on? This side, okay. Just to make sure that we've got plenty of room under the bridge. I realise it's probably a stupid place to put a passing loop because double track means a lot more landscaping in this area. But you know, that way we can make sure it fits over the top. That's a pretty slow set of points. Going to regret that later. And that's another slow set of points too. So congratulations there, you dingus. So let's just head uphill a little. That'll be fine. And try again with a faster set of points there. 60, that'll do. That's fine. Okay, now back to building this bridge because I want to get off pause so that we can keep making the Kizash that we love so much. That's not doing much for me. Let's try again. Let's pig up again. This is going to be a really tall bridge. Oh, it's very tall. I don't much care for it. It also looks quite unattractive. So maybe we bring it back here a bit and try again. Is that better? Not really. What if we make the cutting a bit bigger with some faux tracks? I realise that's going to cost a mint for the landscaping, just for eye candy purposes, but maybe that will help our cause. So let's try again. No, you really don't want to do that, do you? Oh, hello, hang on. There you do. Hello. Hi, friend. That's great, but that's not the side I wanted to do it on. So what if we come over here and try that? Nope, that's even worse. Okay, I regret every part of that decision. You know, if I was to do my autobiography now, I would definitely not have kind things to say about that. So that's not going to work for us. Okay, cool. What if we try? You're doing the same thing. You just good. You put a pillar in the middle of the tracks. Well done. No, not even the magic green bridge will accept that one. Good. Thank you. That's fine. You will accept that though. I kind of don't like it. Yes, you're having issues, aren't you? Well, welcome to another half an hour episode where I try and build a bridge. You're really intent on this bridge pillar collision business, aren't you? What if we come across like this? You're happy with that? You like that? Good. I'm happy too. I'm really happy with that. Not sarcastically at all. Okay, so get in a nice future-proofy bridge there that we'll probably demolish in 2 episodes' time. That's a big amount of landscaping to do. Why don't we just, there we go. That's a bit better. Yeah, just keep it a bit cheaper there if we could, please. I'm not made of money. That looks fantastic. Let's get rid of these dud tracks here. No, all of the dud tracks. And then just waste a bit of money just fixing that landscape a bit because we've made a bit of a mess, haven't we? That's probably very sensitive and we've probably wasted a lot of money landscaping we didn't need to. But I think that's a reasonable solution apart from this steep hill here. I think we're onto a winner. So I'll drop down the obligatory signals now before I forget. So one at the end of the loop there, and obviously one at the end of the loop there. That should be fine. And I'm pretty sure we can fit a couple of passenger trains in there easily as she goes. So let's borrow a bit more cash and keep on trucking, or in this case, training. So again, want to keep it fairly landscape free. That didn't make any sense. We want to keep it fairly flat and not dependent on landscaping. See, look, just by backing it off a little bit, we've removed the hump here, which caused some sort of epic, expensive embankment. Autosave's going to have an opinion, but that's fine. So yeah, see, this is much better. It's child's play. So about 50 grand there. That's fine. Now you're trying to go uphill. I don't much care for that. Oh, you're looking at 100 grand there. Is that because of the cutting? We got down to about 65. I think that'll do. We'll have to put a nice big sweeping curve. Oh, now you're embankmenting again. I don't much want the embankment. What have we done? Why are we embankmenting? Are we trying to go too far across? Okay, why don't we back you off a smidge and try and follow the contour line a bit better? Okay, I think that's an improvement. Still keeping the speed limit high, which is good. Although it might come down on this curve. Or not. No, I'll take the not. Oh, here we go. This is going to be a tricky one. Yeah, so it's down to 100 here, which I can live with because we've got very little room to play with on either side of the river. So there'd be no benefit to crossing over and crossing back again in a straight line, although we may look at that one day in the future when we want to speed things up because I think we're in for a couple of slower curves here. Oh, and some expensive landscape. Okay, high. So what are you doing? You're going downhill. Explain. Now you're keeping it flat, but your landscaping costs coming up. So if we go downhill a smidge, that's 11. If we try and keep it flat, it's 13. Okay, I'll take the downhill a bit, just because, overall, it might save us a bit of money. Oh, that's definitely taking a chunk out of the mountain. Not sure I want to do that. It's costing more by going down that way. Okay. This is fine. This is going to be a scenic as hell line, though. I mean, come on. Can we charge a premium for that shit? Oh god, that's happening. Wow. Okay, we've certainly reached the expensive portion of the railway line. Thank God we got $1 million in the bank. You go, freight trains. They are really carrying us at the moment. Can we do better? 22. It's much of a muchness. I'll take the extra 5Ks an hour. Just in case we do need it eventually. Although that said, we're probably going to lose it on this curve here. Yeah, so it comes down to about 80. So we'll back that off a smidge and try and get that a bit higher. 95 I can live with for 24 grand. What about 100? 100's 26 grand. Okay, now we'll take 95. 95's fine. 95 is more than fine. It's spectacular. So that's reasonable there. Oh god, we're taking a chunk out of the mountain again, aren't we? And apparently we're going uphill. That's only 77. What'd you build that for? You don't want 77. You want to keep it at least around 80 if you can. Okay, I saw 90. 90's fine. Let's go with 90. Oh dear, no, we've kinked at the end here. We don't want to do that. We like 90, but not the kink. Oh, back up to 120. That we can do. Okay, it's a little cheaper to go uphill at this point, so we may as well do that now. If we want to try and keep it to the contour, we'll have to kick around a bit like this. How are we going here? Well, this is cheap. I like this. This is fine. Now what do we do? We're going to have to, yeah, we can skim across the top here. This is going well. And, oh, look at that. We've made it to town. Oh, fantastic. So let's build a station. No. Can you kick out like that? No, you don't want to. Okay, well, that's fine. Why don't we instead build a road sort of along the back here and curve around like that and then connect this road up here. Is that going to be pleasing to the eye? I mean, it's not pleasing. It's not great, but it's not that's hideous. That's a bit better. Yeah, so there we go. So we'll encourage the town to sort of grow around our station, which we will now nestle thusly in the shadow of the mountain. I may have made a mistake here. This is going to be expensive. So we're going for 200 meters, 2 tracks.
Oh, that's a lot of money just for the station. That's a little bit less money, but it's still a lot. I don't really care for this.
Oh, hang on. We can afford that, but it's not cheap. Okay, so we need to curve the platform at the end, obviously. Like, I mean, that goes without saying. Something like that, but less. But more. So, more. Now we need to lessen that. So if we take it down to 2. Here we go. Now we're talking. Okay, so bring it down so it's under 500 grand, please. God knows how we're going to put extra platforms on here. We may have to move the station at some point. But, yeah, there we go. We've committed. It's significantly more uphill than our track is, though, so we may have to back this off a bit to about here. Now, let's just crow fly it and see what the game wants to do. That's really not that bad. That's really... I mean, it's 140 grand, but that's probably due to this cutting here. And it's a reasonable amount of track. I mean, when you think about it, this distance here was probably about 25 grand anyway. So, yeah, I'll commit to that. And, of course, we did say we're putting the other track on this side, and we'll connect that up just for when we need it later. So that is good. That is a nice extension to the line there. So before we extend the passenger train, we'll obviously need to set up a commuter route in town here. I'm thinking we'll connect this road up down here just to get a proper circle going. So just spend a bit of money on some road that we don't really need at the moment. I don't know why I did that in both directions. It made literally no difference. But that's good, because we can get a proper little circle route set up here. So we'll go, oh, hello, delivery car. Thought it was a delivery truck, and then I'd already said delivery, so I sort of had to correct at the end, and it really didn't go my way. So we'll set up a stop there. That's fine. Now I'm thinking we can kick around down the bottom here to really capture the most people. So we'll build a road down like that, and then we'll just chuck in stops at the end of these streets. So we'll drop one in there, and that should service everyone living down here. Yep, because the station already catches down to here. That's fine. So we'll set up another bus stop, say, here. That's good. That's good. One near the centre of town, which will catch anyone that wants to build a house on the other side of the bridge. Not that they would, but you know, we've given them the option. So I'll stop there to capture this corner of town. We'll drop another one in here again to catch down the main street, and that should be all we need. Now we just have to go about building some sort of depot here, because it'll take our trucks and buses 4 hours to get here otherwise. Now the town's going to want to grow around that area, so we'll probably drop it down here in no man's land. Can we do cheaper? Nope, that's more expensive. Nope, back away. Ooh, I saw 18. No, 17. 17's lower than 18. Done. And we'll need to set up a city circle here. And this should be fairly cheap to get going because we really only have to pay for the buses because we've already got a passenger train. I'll probably extend the loan and buy another one anyway, but the important thing is we can already send a train up here without having to spend any more money. So this is Halva City Circle clockwise, and this one will obviously be the opposite, also known as anti-clockwise. So we'll call that Halva City Circle AC. Wunderbar. Good, so that's all done. Now I want to rename the bus stop at the station to be Halva Station Bus Stop. Which will be really awkward if we put trams in here because, the circle design lends it well to trams. But, they'll be like, well, we're now calling it the bus stop because the guy in charge didn't bother to rename it. And we'll call this Halva Station. But yes, I'm thinking we're going to need extra platforms here because we're going to have a line going up here to Lindenfels, obviously, and we're going to want to connect that either down this side and into the station or out this side and up the hill there. So we are going to need extra platforms eventually. Just out of interest, how many platforms can we get before the game bitches and moans about the mountain? Okay, so we could get a third, which would be fine for a turn back. But what if we want it through trains? 4, okay, it'll do that. It'll do the landscaping. It'll just cost a mint. What about 5? Is that asking too much? Take your bets. Yeah, okay, 5 is too much. It's like, oh no, I don't think, no, you can't get that mountain out. What about 8? You're getting in the road as well. Not that we'd want to put 8 in there. This is not some sort of European metropolis. This is just Halva. And I don't even know what Halva is. I mean, I'm sure it's a town in Europe, but it might be a metropolis. I've just never heard of it. So I'll pay the loan down a bit because we're in October. We'll have to try and carry on until the start of the new year before we go ahead and buy a second train. We'll also need to put in more than one passing loop if we're going to buy a second train, just FYI. So the Rothenfels line, we are going to want to go ahead and extend that from Ochsenhausen. If you can come all the way up here to Halva, and then, obviously go back again, that would be super duper. And I see you've just opted to use the one platform, which is just really good of you. So thanks for that. If we put a couple of signals in, we might encourage you to use the other track. No. Okay, well, obviously we'll just do it manually. No, we want to turn the signaling tool off. Oh, that's, of course, because you're already coming into platform 1. No, that's entirely my fault. So that's fine there. Yeah, now you're happy. And look at the dipper in that tunnel there. Hold on, can we see through the tunnel? Yeah, we've built some sort of train roller coaster thing going on there, which is definitely a thing. But yeah, while we wait for the end of the year, we'll try and avoid extending the loan and just build a few passing loops where it's reasonably cheap. So obviously we won't be double tracking this bridge initially, but I will sort of double track the line between the tunnel and the bridge because that's, quote unquote, only 87 grand. That's expensive, but it's we're going to have to dig this trench out again eventually. So we may as well just commit to it now. No, don't too much curvature me. What would a second tunnel cost, just out of interest? So that was 87 grand for a passing loop there. To double track the tunnel is 250 grand, which is beyond our budget. In fact, I think that passing loop literally blew our budget already. So thankfully signals are only 3 grand, so we can drop a couple of them in reasonably cheap. But yeah, any more than that in this section would be asking a bit too much. I'd love to smooth out the landscape around this cutting area too, but that's just not on the cards. Now in the future, are we going to want to bring this track down this side? I don't think we have room. I mean, if we kicked the goods line around a bit, we probably could. But yeah, I mean, I don't think we could raise the land up enough in this area. Well, why don't we crow fly it and see what we get? So we want to start there. We want to connect up with that. Bridge pillar collision. Okay. With what? What are you pillar collisioning with? I mean, you have too many pillars anyway, so okay, so it is doable. That might be easier for a junction later. We'll just get a nice little cheeky curved bridge in here. coming across up to here to meet, and that way the passenger trains aren't crossing the goods trains to try and minimise any delay there. It is, you know, $500,000 of bridge though, which is even more expensive than the tunnel, but I think it's going to be money well spent in the long run. So, you know, we can probably go a viaduct or even just this cheap wooden number if we... No, not that one. That one's stupid. If we need to save money, you know, we can always look at that. Someone pay off. Oh, here comes the MVP. You're gonna pay off big time, aren't you, friend? Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. We need that cash. Still got a month before the end of the year when they call in our loan interest. And this year, you know, even though we've built $2.4 million worth of stuff, only 100 and a bit grand down. Okay, 300 grand down, but that's fine because he's gone and paid us a big payday, so we can whack in another passing loop somewhere along here. Now I'm thinking this area here with this weird little kink here is going to be a bit, 84. That's not great. Can we stretch that out? Oh, that's going to cost a bit. What if we try and go from here to... No, come on. No, don't snap. Yeah, from here to about here, 64 grand just to straighten that out. So, no, we'll live with 84 for now, but that's going to be a bit of a choke point later. Ironically, that is sort of where you'd want to put your passing loop at the slow bit because, well, if the train has to slow down anyway, why not send it through a set of points? But the landscape is just not forgiving enough. Or we may as well not build a passing loop and pay the loan down just to get us across to the end of the year. Where is our passenger train, by the way? I want to see how he's travelling. Also, we never bought any buses for this. We set the city circle up and then just sort of left. So, that was well thought out. So hopefully someone else gets us a payday. Where's our other MVP? Cattle food. What are you doing? Where's your train at? Are you coming to a station? I think you've just left the station. I think you've just picked up some cows. Oh no, you are about to drop them off. Good. Okay. Well, before or after the end of the year doesn't bother me because if New Year's ticks over, we'll just borrow the money. But yeah, we probably should get these buses set up before the train arrives. Although people are walking to the station by themselves, so their legs apparently work. And we do have motor cars really starting to appear in these towns. So, yes, that's good. If we can up our game with rail transport and speed up the travel time between cities, then people will flock to our service over the motor car. So, for example, people travelling between Halver and Ochsenhausen, if they go by road, they have to come up and over, down, around here. So our train is going to be so much faster than the road. Is anyone actually bothering to do that commute, though? No, I don't see it. So maybe it's a new market, or maybe we're just... Oh, hello, we've got another type of Austrian steam engine. That's exciting. Good, we've paid our loan interest for the year, so let's start extending the loan up. So we'll buy 4 Land Roarers for, where are we? Halver AC, 1, 2, 3, 4, and CW. Good, so we'll start moving more people to the station there. And then we'll go ahead and put in another couple of passing lanes as well. So I'm thinking with this reasonably flat land here, we can get away with just putting one here because obviously we're only using one platform at the moment. So we'll build it to about there just to avoid too much cutting and go ahead and whack in a set of points there. And that's not great because you can't get back across here. Good work, us. Good job. So why don't we get rid of that set of points there and swap them for the other side, which makes infinitely more sense. Now, can we do at least 60 for the points? I think so. Good. So we'll drop a signal in there and drop a signal in at the other end there. Good. Oh, we're up to 1 million. Someone paid off. Good work. So we can pay down the loan we just extended slightly. And now we can probably fit another passing loop in on this curve here. That wouldn't be too reckless. Okay, maybe not that far along. Maybe about there. What's that going to cost us? 60 grand for an extended section of double track? Well, extended, but that's not too bad at all. So yeah, set that up with a set of points. Don't too much curvature me. I'll fight you. I'll fight you on the beaches. I'll fight you on the hillsides. I'll fight you in the forest. And then, did we build that on the wrong side? I'm pretty sure we did. Yes, we did. Okay, well, that's going to be a bitch to connect up later. Okay, back it off. No. Take it back. Take it all back. No. That was a waste of money, wasn't it? Let's try the other side, and hopefully that doesn't cost too much more than we just wasted. 60 grand. Okay, well, so total for the passing loop is about 120 at this point. But, it'll be easy to connect up later if we do everything on the same side. Because we don't have to do awkward bulldozing then. and yeah, end up in a bit of a situation. So I'll drop a signal in there, and then hopefully we can squeeze a set of points in here. Oh, easily, yes, smashed it. Good. Okay, so now that we've got that set up, we've got a couple of passing loops, and hopefully that means our train can get up to the full 90 k's an hour. And here he is. Oh, he's picking up quite a few people too. Do they all really want to go to? Yeah, I'm aware they're passengers. Thanks, champ. Let's try and click on one of the passengers in the train and see where they're going. Okay, can we click on? No. There's someone. Okay, you're going home. Where's home? Oh, my friend, you have gotten on the wrong train. Are you aware this train is going to Halver and not Rothenfels? Well, if you're willing to pay for the ticket up to Halver, then back to Ochsenhausen, then back to Rothenfels, really don't mind. You do whatever you want to do, my friend. But if this comes as a surprise to you, then ticket inspectors will be in your carriage shortly. Please have your ticket ready for inspection. So now we're up to 500 grand in the bank, and let's go ahead and buy ourselves another passenger train. So we're currently using the Prussian S3. He does have a top speed of 100, but his passenger cars are only good for 90. So that's fine in itself. He does seem to be making a reasonable profit from memory. Yeah, 250 grand. He's least profitable of the trains, but that's understandable because he's working pretty hard. Okay, what about the 3.5? That is a default model. That's 100k for 412 a year as opposed to 2. That's a lot cheaper. I'm aware this has a lot more power, so it'll get up to speed quicker, but you can't argue with that running cost. How about some Austrian stuff? I mean, the Prussian S9 is probably a bit much. As much as I'd like to try now. What about the new fella? 70. Okay, so you're not too good. 70 again. Yeah, you guys are probably better suited to the mountainous routes, which we've yet to build. No, I'm going to commit to another Prussian. So what are you? You're 1.3 million. Okay, well, how much are the passenger cars? 700 grand each, as opposed to 500 grand each. But you do carry 2 more, and you look significantly prettier. So I've got to go with pretty. Okay, so we'll borrow up to 15 million, and that's our budget. We'll see how we go with that. So get me a Prussian S3. Fantastic. Train number 4. Loving it. Now what is this? This looks like first class. This looks like first and second class. This looks like first, second, and third class, and this looks like just third class. I see. Well, why don't we build a first and second class, and we build a first, second, and third class, and then we build a third class, and we'll add a fourth one. 95 meters, that should be enough train. We'll just pay the difference back, just so we're not carrying too much of a load, because we're really not going to hit 64 passengers at any one time, but, just future-proofing. We'll send you out on the Rothenfels line. And I want to see our beautiful new train leap into action. I'm aware there is a freight train that's about to get in the way, but hopefully we can get away with this, and he will get out ahead of the grain/stone train. Because as much as that is an MVP, no, that's fine, autosave, just do your thing. As good value as this train is, it's also very slow, and I really don't want our nice new passenger train getting stuck behind him if we can avoid it. Yeah, he really is blocking the way, isn't he? Excuse me, hi, sorry. Just gonna have to come down here and see what's what. You are gonna wait, aren't you? Waiting for free path. Good man. That's how we do it. Okay, hello, look at that. That is an impressive piece of train. Those are very nice models. And stop getting in the way. No, for shit's sakes. Okay, try. Third time's a charm. Watch him go past all the passengers waiting at the passenger station, going, "Oh, the train will be along soon." Oh, there it goes. Oh, look at those nice new carriages. Oh, if only we got to ride in them. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, look at the nice little windows in the back. No, hang on. Yeah, that's pretty. Okay, can we get away with flipping you at just the right time to send you back down to the passenger station so you can pick up some people? Because it'd be much better than having you run empty. Okay, keep going through the points. Turn around. Booyah! There you go, people. I've brought you a train. I'm sure all 35 of them will be very graciously gratefulness. Words are fun. Yes, I'm sure they'll be very happy for this brand new shiny train to show up. Of course, the thing I didn't think about is look what's going ahead of them. Yes, there's that nice slow grain train again, which I made flashing white by having my cursor in the wrong spot. But yes, that's okay, because by the time our passenger train comes in and turns around, hopefully it'll have gotten at least 500 metres up the line or so. It's better than nothing, I suppose. Yes, into the platform, here we go. Let's watch the triumphant arrival of our brand new passenger train. Well, I nearly got the camera in the right spot, didn't I? That's okay. Oh, look at those nice little doors opening. Everyone get on, quick, enjoy the new amenities. Oh, I see, we've got people plumping for first class and a few of you plebs in third class. Yes, well, maybe you should have earned more money then. But that is a very impressive piece of train, and as expected, the grain train's literally gone nowhere, so, that's really good. But yes, let's watch that depart. And that's going to take us out for today, as our passenger train departs and we get interrupted by a livestock train. I'd like to thank you for your company. Hopefully you have enjoyed the episode. I have been T-Nick. This has been Transport Fever on the River Delta map, and so far my computer has not disgraced itself trying to run this game, so hopefully we'll get another 5 parts or so before that happens. But until next time, later days. You didn't get far, did you? Well, the main thing is you tried, and that's all I ask. Try and make some money too, but try.